You guys know I used to teach in Madison prior to coming here, and so just seeing, my biggest thing that I've seen and why I'm really a stickler in here in the art room about talking about other people or gossiping and stuff is because it's not doing anyone any bit of good. So at least I can control what's within this classroom, and that's why I just don't allow you guys to really talk about people and try to help you guys as high schoolers learn how to talk about other stuff besides people. I really like this quote that was in there. It's by Martin Luther King Jr. It says, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." Now, I'll use me as an example because I'm older now, and in high school, things were a little different. I was a really silent kid in high school. I was just one of those nice kids, everyone, got along with everyone, but was still really silent. But the one thing it didn't really happen in my school because it was pretty small, but the only time I actually honestly got really angry was when I saw someone picking on someone. And it still happens all the time. When I see someone just being mean to someone just because they're making a judgment based on some outside appearance and just being plain out mean, that's pretty much the only time I yell or get angry anymore, or really ever have. For me, words are powerful. Words are, they have the power to really honestly change someone's day, change someone's high school, just how you think about high school. When I was in high school, and I know I can joke about this now, but like that news lady was talking about, we're older, we've grown, we've learned through time that how to kind of not, to let things just kind of fall on deaf ears in a way. But when you're in high school, for me it was way different. I've been this tall since 8th grade, and I can joke about it now. But in high school, it's actually a big deal for me to be this short. Especially when it came to volleyball, my coach was not nice at all. Because I played varsity as a freshman. Like, I was a decent volleyball player. I almost played in college, but I did play college softball on a side note. So I was a pretty athletic, competitive person. But the one thing my volleyball coach said to me, she's like, "Hannah, you're too short to play front row." Even though I could block just as well because I was too short. I wasn't 5'5" at least. I could hit better than half the girls that were in the front row, but she didn't care. She actually was looking at the height. So for me, it really hit a personal chord when she started. It just really came at me in a way that people didn't realize it, but I was really good at keeping things on the inside and making it look like I had it all together on the outside. Okay, so I was one of those kids. I'm learning, even at my age of 30, how much it has impacted me, even with my family. Here's another example, and I love my family, they're awesome, but my family is very acts-based, which means if my mom cooked dinner, I knew she cared about me. If my dad did this, it was more of the actions, It wasn't a ton of words, which I'm just now realizing in my age right now. I didn't hear a ton of words. I knew they loved me, but we didn't really verbally say it until I was in college. Like, I'd call them on the phone, my mom would say, "Oh, I love you," and I was like, but now it's more of a constant in my life. But when I was your guys' age, I knew they loved me, but to hear the words, I didn't hear it. And it's kind of, for me, that was like, oh, I knew it, but words are way different when they're spoken. So I know a lot of you guys will joke around with each other too, okay? My challenge to you is, okay, I know it's going to be awkward for a bunch of guys to hang about and be like, "Oh, you're really awesome at this," and be serious about it. And I'm not saying you guys got to do that, but what I'm saying is, try to filter more of the negative stuff, even though we might be joking. Like, you guys, I hear it all the time, "Oh, that's really dumb," or "You're really dumb." And everyone's like, "Oh, that's just a joke. They don't mean it." Okay, so I'm joking with my friend, and that's like one time a day. They might hear it every day, 5 times a week, okay? Times, 4 weeks in a month. That's 20 times in 1 month that they might jokingly hear, "I'm dumb." Okay, take the whole school year. It starts to add up. Do you guys get the math? Like, yeah, it might be in a joking way, and honestly, I've seen where people have been plain out mean and really meant it, but I've seen kids just talking in general and honestly not meant to be mean at all, and it just kind of comes out and they don't even think about it. And it's just like that newsmaker was talking about, that guy that wrote the letter, if he has kids, a lot of this stuff is learned behavior too, because when she made that point, well, look at if that husband and wife are having a conversation at home and saying, "Oh, look at that fat newsmaker, this, and this." You got a little 4-year-old, 5-year-old kid hears, "Oh, it's okay to call people fat. Go to school and then call someone that." And so it really starts at a young age. That's why I love that last video of Jessica when she's all positive and happy for the day. So this unit, it's one of my favorites in that you focus, at least until next Friday, on one word that's positive about you. It's got to be at least one word. We'll brainstorm right now, like when I'm done speaking, and you'll come up with like 20 words, and then you got to pick 5. But when I've had kids do reflections on this actually made a big impact on them, and I had no idea. Because for me, I've learned how to be positive. I've learned how to take all the negative stuff and turn it into something positive. Else, oh my gosh, I would not be alive today. You know, like, there's a lot of crap out there. And you guys are a little different too because you get the media images, okay? So everyone always focuses on the obese people. Everyone always focuses on that. But one of my good friends that in high school, she's like almost 6 foot tall, and she's really tall but super, super real thin. She can't gain weight because it's actually a condition she has, like a health condition. So her father actually passed away of a heart attack because of this condition. And so she had all these teachers and people looking at her like, are you eating? You look like people would call her anorexic. And she got pulled in the counselors a ton. So here she just lost her dad, and then people are saying she's all this, and she's like, I'm eating with the girl. She eats a ton, but she just can't physically gain weight. So there's always 2 sides to everything. Like people always think, oh, the athlete has it all together. They have, like I was that kid. Oh, everyone thought I had it all together, but inside I was really hurt by what people were saying just with the shortness and like some other stuff that was going on. So it's not just the kid that has a rough home life. Some kids, like straight A's, I was a straight A student. You know, like there's always, everyone's got their own stories. So my challenge to you guys is to not look on the outside, which it's hard because you look at media. What's media saying you have to be? I do a lot of photo editing. A lot of my friends are in media, like film and everything. And nowadays, do not even look at a picture in a magazine and think that's how that girl looks. Because you can airbrush out a little fat on an arm, you can get rid of all the freckles, you can make them look like the picture perfect, even if it's a pretty. Do not trust anything you see on the TV, unless it says unedited photo, okay? Even with videos now, like I remember a couple of years back, they interviewed Hillary Clinton, and the angle they used, and they did something to makeup, made her look like she had lost 20 or 30 pounds. But that was almost live editing going on too. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys got to realize where technology is. Please don't trust everything you see on there. And guess what? Every one of you guys is unique for a reason, and it's okay that you look like you do. It's okay that you just are who you are. And you got to start being okay with it. Like she said, she's like, don't let people define who you are. You know, you can define yourself. Now this isn't going to be egotistical. It's not going to be like, oh, look at me, I'm da da da. It's like, no, think of something positive that you can think about yourself. Some of you guys might only come up with 5, and I'm not going to be mad if you actually think you can only come up with 5. If you come up with 5 and then wander, yeah, I'll have issues with that. So why we did all that stuff at the beginning too, you can look back at the butterfly circus. You can look back at any of those sheets that we've done and come up with some words and generate words. I think you guys are all awesome, and I really enjoy teaching here. And I honestly think, I know there's still junk that happens, but it's lessened, even though it's lessened in the way that it's not verbally done anymore. The internet now has exploded, so I agree with that. That's where it's really shifted the last couple of years. Because people are so chicken, they will say it in email, but they can't say it to your face type stuff. And so I think it's more internet, Facebook, and all that where a lot of this is happening versus actual face-to-face conversations. So I challenge you guys, if you're like me too, to start standing up if you hear it. And here's the cool thing, like, say you don't know that kid. This is a big school. You might walk by and not know that freshman that someone's making fun of. But if you're a senior and you tell that other kid to be quiet and leave them alone, they might listen, they might not listen, but guess who that's going to make an impression on? The kid that was getting picked on. That kid that was getting picked on is going to remember that senior that stood up for them. And that time, where it wasn't the silence of someone, even a complete stranger, that can completely change their life. There was a story about, I think it was a president, and he had actually cleaned out his locker. He was on his way home because he wasn't going to come back to school the next day. And he dropped all of his books. And someone was kind enough to help him pick up the books. And then he ended up coming to school the next day. Because it took that one kind person to erase all that bad stuff. So just to encourage you guys, this can get a little sensitive with people, because for myself, like, it's hard for me to express in words. Like I'm really good at like drawing something or like doing that, but to actually say the words it's kind of a stretch. So I get if it's a stretch. You guys are young, but I really hope that this will help you like throughout the rest of your life. So questions? Sweet. So go ahead and get working. Just brainstorm 20 words. Tomorrow we'll pick some, look at definitions, and go from there. Sweet. Okay.